There we go. Greetings and salutations, friends. We are live. Now, tonight I thought we would do a strange one and go down a rabbit hole I haven't been down for quite some time. You see, I grew up Catholic, and in the Catholic faith, there is a strong belief in the dark forces of nature, known commonly as demons. I remember being a Catholic school curious kid and learning about the battle of the angels, in which many angels rebelled against the one true God. And what happened next, according to Christian faith, is that those fallen angels became the demons, the dark forces against God and his divine plan. I wasn't sure what to believe, and I asked probably more questions than I was supposed to. But it seemed like the priests really didn't want to discuss those dark forces. Things got stranger when I got a little older and started doing research of my own into demons and demonology. I was surprised to discover that many faiths, theologians, and scholars studied these things called demons, classified these things, even found their names, their attributes, and more. The amount of information out there about demons is tremendous if you care to look for it. But after years of studying these things, I was still left not really knowing. Are demons real? Or are they a conjured fantasy from us, these clever humans? I'm still not sure what to believe. But further study into the subject of demons, of course, gets you to the subject of exorcisms. Friends, it's an amazing and terrifying thing to realize that demons, actual demons, dark spirits, can possess the body of a living human. All throughout history, recorded history, there are accounts of demons and demon possession. In most major faiths, there are demons. Sure, they go by different names and different ideas, I suppose, about their nature. We have the Arabic, the jinns. We have the Christian and Christian beliefs of devils or demons, unclean spirits, those fallen angels. And friends, I always found it fascinating that the gods of the old religions always become the devils or demons of the new religion that takes prominence. The best example of that, I believe, is Lucifer, the Roman god, a bringer of light. When Christianity began to spread and really take hold as the prominent religion, suddenly Lucifer, a Roman god who was supposed to be the bringer of light, became a symbol of evil, a symbol of those fallen angels that rebelled against God. It's all a little confusing to most people. I don't believe that I've ever gotten a biblical scholar, a theologian, a priest, a reverend, a minister to adequately explain to me exactly how a Roman god who is the bringer of knowledge and light suddenly becomes a symbol of evil and is now no longer to be worshiped, venerated, or acknowledged as a god. Now, of course, many of these things, I suppose, have to do with monotheism versus polytheism. But still, it's strange to me. It's very strange how this all somehow worked out. Later, I got interested in actual possessions. And being a young, curious Catholic boy, I was able to actually get a hold of the Roman rites of exorcism, the Roman rituals, and see exactly the prayers and sequences of things that the Roman Catholic exorcists use to drive these demons out. Anyone, if you're interested, you can look up the Roman rites. And I believe you can find a text files or PDF online of the actual, it's sort of the manual for Catholic priests who are engaging with these unclean demons, devils, evil spirits on how to return them back to where they came, how to drive them back. It's an interesting read if you're interested in actual real exorcisms as opposed to the Hollywood hyped up variety, right? Okay, friends, so we're going to continue our discussion in just a moment, but I have to take a break. So we're going to play, we're going to open the phone lines while I take a short break, and we'll be right back. And there we are. We are back. I apologize, friends. Sometimes I forget that some of these glasses I can not see through well at all, and these get all fogged up. So I was literally running blind there, trying to figure out how I'm going to run all this stuff without being able to see anything. But it is what it is. We adapt and overcome. So thank you for indulging me on a short break. First, let's turn our attention to the live chat. Give some shout outs. I see Out of Mind. Shout out to Out of Mind, Carol Utley, Jonaside, the Don Craze Phase, Collie Armstrong. Welcome, Collie Armstrong. Lee Veltman is here. Wow, Lee, did you put down the Q conspiracy stuff for a little while? Jonaside is here. Let me see. Babramir Raynov, I didn't want to say that wrong. Sorry there, friend, is here as well. KB is here from Texas, all the way from Texas. Welcome, KB. And let me see, did I see everyone? I think so. And friends, so I've been interested in demons and demonology probably since Catholic school. I mean, I I remember being very curious and asking the priests a lot of questions to the point where they were wondering why I was so interested in demons and devils. Call me a curious young boy, I guess. So I originally started studying these things mostly because the priests wouldn't really help me with my curiosity about them. And we see this exorcism is the actual amount of exorcisms. This is an interesting note, are rising rapidly throughout the world, especially in South America, a few other places. And I wonder why that is. Are there more demons invading human hosts? Even the Catholic Church lately, who usually downplays the rite of Catholic exorcism, has been sort of pumping and admitting, pumping exorcisms and admitting that they have more priests now whose sole responsibility it is to exorcise demons than ever before in their history. This is what I'm hearing, and that is a strange thing. Why is that? Why are exorcisms on the rise? I would think that with our advancements in science, we would learn to recognize a lot of these people's conditions as mental conditions and not truly some paranormal or supernatural event like a demon possessing them. But despite the rise in science and understanding of the human mind and mental illnesses, exorcisms lately, friends, are on the rise. And it's not just the Catholics. There have been a tremendous explosion of fundamentalist Protestant Christian ministers who are really pushing exorcisms. And it's sort of turned into a cottage industry for some. They hold these events where you too can come and have your demons exorcised for a couple of bucks. I'm not sure. We're going to actually get into unpacking what some of these people charge for this service, which I just don't understand, charging somebody money to exorcise their demons, right? Wouldn't you think that if they're being tormented and possessed by a demon, you would want to help them and not just be thinking about your pocketbook? These are some of the things that make me shake my head and wonder, is some of this real, or are some people just profiting from people's belief that they're possessed? One thing of note, which is very important, is that at least Catholics have a very strict policy. First they have to eliminate mental illness. Then they have to basically eliminate all possibilities. They're also, for a Catholic priest to get approval to exorcise a demon from a person, there has to be the approval of the local bishop, who will evaluate the case on its merits and decide if it's a genuine exorcism, or if it's a genuine case of demon possession or something much less, supernatural. Interestingly, one of the things for Catholics is there has to be actual evidence of supernatural activity. There has to be the person, for example, if they spoke languages that they were never familiar with while in the throes of this demon possession, that's one proofer. Foreknowledge or precognition, knowing psychically, for example, what the priest's mother's name is actually one of the provers. If the person is truly possessed, then the demon has some supernatural ability to know things about the priest and the person, the exorcist, that no one should know. The person shouldn't know these things. And we find evidence of priests sort of being manipulated by these demonic forces based on their knowledge of, say, their childhood, or past traumas, and even mocking them about past traumas. But my point being that the Catholics are very, I think, careful in diagnosing when someone is actually possessed by a demon. Others seem to be not so concerned with whether the person is actually possessed or just a little crazy, delusional, wishful thinking. I mean, I have watched many of these Protestant sort of revivals where they gather all these people and perform exorcism after exorcism after exorcism, and many of the people involved will be interviewed, and they basically blame the demon for everything that is wrong in their life, everything. And so part of me thinks that some of this is just wishful thinking. Is it wishful thinking? If I just go to this minister and he exorcises my demons, I will then be able to move on with my life, get over these terrible things in my life that I've been blaming this demon for. I'm not sure how this works psychologically, but there seems to be a lot of psychology at play in some of these cases. Still, there are terrifying cases that I can't explain as anything else other than this person has been possessed by a demon. I want to play a clip from this. This is called The Devil and Father Amorth, and it's exorcism caught on film scene. And I think there's a film like Exorcisms Caught on Film, and this is one of those. And it's really absolutely terrifying. I want you to pay special note to this woman's voice in this clip that we're going to play. Now, I don't know if they added some kind of effects to her voice. I don't think they did. And if they didn't, it makes this clip terrifying, because no person's voice should be able to do that naturally. And it's just one of those scary things. I'm stupid and watch stuff like this late at night, during a thunderstorm, and wonder why I can't sleep. But it's kind of fun to be afraid, right? It's fun to be scared. That's why haunted houses are so popular. That's why people are always interested in scary stories, right? Horror stories, ghost stories. But this is a step beyond a ghost story. This is a step beyond a fictional movie or, a fictional work. Because this, friends, is reported to be a real demon inside a real woman being exorcised by a real Catholic priest and exorcist. And Father Amorth, he's kind of famous as an exorcist, a Catholic exorcist. I guess he's well known to people that are interested in demons and exorcising them. So we're going to play a clip from that, because it's about to get creepy in here, friends. And considering it's about to get creepy, let's get creepy. There we go. Let's get a little more creepy. I'd also like to mention that tonight we've got lasers. Kind of hard to see, but there's some weird laser effects that we've finally gotten working now. I'm hoping to make them a little more visible. Didn't have time to really set. But let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this real Catholic exorcism. Because, friends, this one scared me. This one made me go. I had to watch this a bunch of times because it's pretty compelling. Okay. And I just want to say that this is a transformative work. We're educating the public about demons and demon possession and exorcisms and the Catholic rite of exorcism. Therefore, this is fair use. We're going to be critiquing and discussing the contents of the video, and again, using it for educational purposes. This is fair use. Okay, friends, let's watch this.
Quanti siete? 80 capi! Quanti? Quanti ce ne sono? Quanti ce ne sono con te? Quanti diavoli ci sono con te?
80 capi!
80 capi.
Wow.
Viene con me tu stui. Quando è gente?
Mai!
Quando è gente?
Mai!
In nome di Gesù. Dicasmi.
As I mentioned, this woman's voice is doing things that, to my ears, I don't know. It just doesn't sound human to me. It sounds more than human. It sounds like somebody put some kind of effects on her voice. I don't know that they did for this clip. I'd like to interview somebody that was in on creating this or filming it to verify that they did or did not in post-production add some kind of effect to her voice, because it's really a terrifying otherworldly voice to me.
Dominus, figlia, vittimi, die quo exit, il Signore Gesù t'ha fissato il giorno d'andarsene.
No!
Non te l'ha fissato ancora? Non te l'ha fissato?
No!
Ma lui a fissarlo perché tu non conti una cicca.
So the priest is commanding the spirit, the evil spirit, to depart, and the demon is replying no, screaming no. And again, it looks like it's taking a few pretty big men to hold her down while this is taking place, which is another common trait of exorcisms. People being exorcised display what some would say is superhuman strength.
Ovvero un conto.
È la mia! È la mia! È la mia!
È di Cristo! È di Cristo! Signore, questa tua figliola, liberala da Satana e dagli altri demoni che la tormentano.
Siamo eserciti!
Chiediamo,
Eserciti! Eserciti!
per
The demon is saying, we are armies, armies. Another common trait of demonic possession is that an entire legion of demons will be possessing the human host, or at least the demon speaking through the human host claims that a legion of demons. Who are we? We are legion. We are armies. This is a very common trait of, I've seen this in many, many different cases of exorcism, that the demon claims that we are a legion. We are this demon. We are that demon. It's not just one demon.
intercessione della Vergine Maria. Per intercessione della Vergine Maria. Per intercessione della Vergine Maria. Che ti annulla Satana. Lo sai che lei ti annulla. Che contro di lei non può fare niente. Contro di lei non puoi fare niente. Puoi solo andarsi a nascondere.
Yeah. And friends, this kind of goes on and on and on with the priests commanding her, commanding the demon to depart and the demons refusing.
Com'è il tuo segno? E tu vide il ministro lì si rindigno. Forse sinonimo soveria, neque creatura andai, le circostanze. Ore no, quello modo anche sospenda.
Another thing I'd like to mention about at least the Catholic rite of demon exorcism is that the exorcism can go on for days and days and days and take many, many sessions, many, many hours. What we're seeing is a very short clip, probably a short clip that shows the most activity from the supposed demon. But these things go on for hours and hours and hours. I found supportive evidence that many priests or exorcists will go do an 8-hour or 10-hour prayer session just like this over a person until they're completely and totally exhausted, and then sort of quit for the day if it has not been successful, and start again the next day.
In nomine Patri e Figlio e Spirito Santo. Via. Ha bisogno di bere un bicchiere d'acqua?
Magari sì.
Un bicchiere d'acqua.
Okay. Let's drop out of that. So, according to some other sources that I found, this person, this girl in this exorcism has had this father do 10 exorcisms before she finally was alleviated of the demon, and the demon did not return. There was some early exorcisms, and then the demon would return sometime later. But I believe, to the best of my knowledge, this poor girl is now demon-free. Now, I mentioned the proliferance of Protestant, sort of non-denominational Christian. They like to include everybody, it's just kind of almost like made-up churches somehow. are going around doing these doing these events where you can be exorcised of your demons. And probably the person that gets the most attention for this kind of stuff is a particular person that I found some time ago. And some of those clips or of him performing these exorcisms are kind of ridiculous. There's just a room full of people. There's somebody screaming that they're possessed, and no, I won't go. And he's going, Jesus commands you. And one of the things about this Reverend Bob Larson that is of important note is that not only has this been a business for him, I suppose, it's become a sort of a family business. And I believe his daughters, his 3 daughters, also are involved in demon possession somehow. And I don't know how I feel about a whole family of demon exorcisers running around taking money from people to exorcise their demons, but it sort of is what it is. So I found a clip that was relevant to Bob Larson because he was on Anderson Cooper's daytime show. I don't know if Anderson Cooper's still trying to be Oprah and do a daytime show, but he did for some time, and he had this Reverend Bob Larson on his show. We're going to cite fair use. Fair use. We'll be discussing and educating the public. We'll be discussing the contents of this clip and critiquing. We will be educating the public. This is the definition of fair use. So I'm going to say fair use, and let's see if we can't share that for you. Okay, and this clip is called "How Much Does an Exorcism Cost?" Because I think it's important that we sort of unpack how much this guy is getting paid to do this. Because I just keep coming back to this. If somebody's really possessed by demons, are you going to be holding the collection plate out while you're getting rid of their demons, or are you going to help them? Doesn't make much sense to me. And so, listen, I grew up Catholic, and I've read the Roman Catholic rituals that are involved with exorcism. It's a very serious thing. It's not a P.T. Barnum event where everybody comes and watches demons be exorcised. It's a private thing. And for once in my life, I'm going to side with the Catholics. I like to joke that I'm a recovering Catholic. Haven't been Catholic for a long, long time. But in this case, I think that the Catholics are a little more credible when it comes to exorcisms. So let's take a listen here.
You've been around for
a moment, friends. Oh, you're getting paid. And he's trying to justify it with travel expenses. Okay.
all the way up.
You, friends, can find out if you're possessed by a demon for just $9.95. Please include a self-addressed stamped envelope. Yeah. So Bob Larson is perhaps the most famous. And then, boy, things get even stranger from here because, I found another one with teenage girls deciding that they're going to be exorcists and fight demons, which this thing has a very, Buffy the Vampire Slayer feel to it. It's really ridiculous. And I don't know why somebody would actually go to a teenage girl if they thought they were truly possessed for help with their demon possession, but okay. So again, we're going to share one more clip. And this is from ABC News, and George Stephanopoulos, I think, did a story on these teen girls perform exorcisms. Young Texas exorcists trained to fight demons. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's part of the story, right? Why are demon possession cases rising, and why is there so many people popping out of the woodwork saying that they're going to become exorcists too? It's definitely strange. Let's play the clip and see where we're at. Okay. And again, I'm going to cite fair use. We're educating the public about demons and demon possession and the rite of exorcism and the rise of even something like teenage girls claiming that they are now exorcists. I'm going to cite
we are
fair
back
use.
now with those real-life Charlie's Angels, young women who believe they are fighting real demons by performing exorcisms. They're actually graduates of an exorcism school run by a Texas preacher, one of a growing number of, quote, deliverance ministries that are causing controversy in many parts of the country. ABC's Dan Harris brings us the story.
They're black belts in karate, they're ace horseback riders, and they're also demon fighters.
Yeah, these three girls are going to fight your demons. I kind of think these girls watch too much Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's just my personal opinion, but let's see.
The torment of God on you.
We're just normal girls who do something extraordinary for God.
The leader of the pack, Bryn. They call her the Enforcer. She's 17, homeschooled, and a regular on the beauty pageant circuit. Then there's Savannah, the compassionate one. She's 20, a college student, and she likes to shop. And finally, Tess, the middleman, because she can do both good cop and bad cop. She's 17, and she performs in musicals.
What do you say to people who just don't believe this stuff at all?
After seeing an actual exorcism in person led by us, you will walk away with no doubts whatsoever.
Their teacher is Bryn's father, Bob Larson, who says he's been an
And as I mentioned, this Bob Larson found a really good cash cow here. So good, in fact, that he's training his daughters to also be exorcists. And this guy really is the P.T. Barnum of the exorcism crowd. Somehow this guy, he's great at getting publicity for himself, and has been for quite some time.
exorcist for 30 years and claims demons are much more common than many people think.
I know it sounds controversial, but maybe half the population.
Of the world?
Yes.
This woman's name is Gina. It's her first exorcism. The girls summon the demon within her, and then the demon apparently takes over Gina's body and speaks.
But isn't it possible that if people are coming to you and they happen to be mentally ill and you're giving them an exorcism, that maybe you're making them worse?
No. We do.
No, of course not. Of course not. I think it's very irresponsible of this gentleman to let his daughters pretend to exorcise demons from people. I just think it's irresponsible as a parent.
Do this under Dad's supervision. We never do it alone.
But her dad, Bob Larson, has been accused of being a fraud.
The argument, I would imagine, is this guy is taking money from people who really need psychiatric help, and he's charging them money to perform these bogus.
Well, now, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Not so fast.
So is anybody who has a responsible position in the public eye. And we have to fund what we do.
Whatever you think of what Bob Larson and his young proteges are doing,
See, I believe in one God.
we may be about to see much more of them. Larson says he's currently weighing several offers for new reality shows starring the girls. For Good Morning America, Dan Harris, ABC News, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Should have seen that one coming, and you can find a lot more about.
Yeah. We're gonna get a reality show. So, friends, it is what it is. I also found a lot of information about how to know that you are possessed or not. I have here, in April of 2015, the Vatican Congregation for the Clergy of the Sacerdoce Institute hosted a seminar at Rome's Regina Apostolorium University, specifically aimed at training priests and lay people in spotting the differences between psychological problems and demonic possessions. The conference included interventions from a wide range of experts in the field of exorcism, including practicing exorcists, medical professionals, psychologists, lawyers, and theologians. So as early as 2015, they had a conference just to train more priests in the Catholic rite of exorcism. As I said, there's been an increase, I guess, sort of demand for these kind of services in the Catholic Church, especially. Yeah, so here I have the Catechism offers further guidance on how to avoid demonic activity. Anything that involves recourse to Satan, demons, or the attempts to conjure the dead or reveal future events is to be rejected. This is something I remember from Catholic faith growing up. It is against the Catholic faith, of course, to do many of these things, and they believe that it invites demonic forces into your life, which could begin with, there's also, besides possession, there's oppression. If you engage in these dangerous activities, let me see, consulting horoscopes, astrology, palm reading, interpretation of omens and lots, the phenomenon of clairvoyance, the recourse to mediums, all conceal a desire for power over time. History, and in the last analysis, other human beings as well, wish to consolidate hidden powers. They contradict the honor, respect, and loving fear that we owe to God alone. So, according to probably Christians too, most Christians that I know, all of these things could be inviting demonic possession into your life, and this can cause, this is inviting demonic activity into your life, and this could cause both oppression and possession. But as a young rebellious child, I love that stuff, right? Yeah, I'm going to play with a Ouija board. Yeah, I'm going to buy some tarot cards at the local mall and see if I can tell the future. Yeah, I'm going to read some books about magic and conjuring dead spirits, communicating with the dead. I experimented with lots of that stuff, never felt any demon's presence, but it is what it is. That's part of the belief structure. And the priests, especially, I mentioned a few times before, I had been caught sort of playing with these things by my family, and my father made me go to classes. I had to go deal with these priests who gave me counseling sessions on why it's so dangerous to be involved in these things. So without any further ado, my friends, we're going to turn our total attention to the live chat. Sorry to go. That's about all I have for our presentation, other than there is a great deal of, other than to say that there's a great deal of material that you can study on demons, demonology, and the rite of exorcism. It's interesting. It's interesting that the Jews have their own sort of rite of exorcism, and that involves the Dybbuk, which we covered previously. The Muslims have a sort of form of exorcism that involves casting unclean or demon spirits out of a human host. The Christians and Catholics, of course, do as well. But we also find mention of spirits possessing a human in many other cultures, religions, and it seems to be a universally held truth that other entities can possess a human host. Channeling may be considered a form of possession. A spirit or entity will possess a human host, and then information is channeled through the human host. Not a real big believer in channeling or channeled information, but that could be considered too a form of human possession. So if you're interested in demons, demonology, and especially exorcism, there is a great deal of information to be had. Maybe we'll do a part 2 about this subject, talking about specific cases. I have a lot of information on the young boy who was possessed that the Hollywood movie, The Exorcist, was actually based on. And it's a terrifying tale of this young boy being literally tortured by demons for years until sufficient help could be found to free him from those demons. It's the real life story of the exorcism. And who among us has not watched The Exorcism and been terrified, right? It's a terrifying movie. It is a probably because of the basis of reality and the real stories about exorcism, it makes it more terrifying. Well, friends, let's turn our attention to the live chat. If you have any questions, comments, please put them in all caps. And if anybody would like to call in, yeah. And Don Crazeface says Wilcock is possessed by Ra. Yeah, he's somehow possessed by a demon. Yeah, I don't think so, but okay. Now, friends, let me see. I just watched a documentary on Bashar narrated by James Woods. You know, I want to see that, Don Craig's Phase. I have not seen that yet. And here we are again with this. 1 second. Let me just adjust things because I don't like my mug being covered by your comments, people. Okay, let's see. Good comment here. KB, my dad suffered from manic bipolar depression, was in and out of insane asylums. The day he committed suicide, the whites of his eyes were yellow and he was speaking in tongues. KB, that is a terrifying story. I'm sorry about your father. If you would like to, I would love to hear the whole story sometime. That would be, you know, I understand it's pretty personal though. And I'm sorry that happened to you. The soundtrack was cool. Yes, definitely. Saw that movie in high school and didn't sleep for the rest of my teenage years unless the light was on. Hello, C. Cabot. I don't believe that we have seen you here before. And if not, welcome. Welcome to Truthseekers. I hope that if you like this kind of content, you will like, comment, and especially subscribe and hit that notification bell. We're really trying to grow the audience. So welcome, new live chat member C. Cabot. I always got to forget that I'm supposed to do this begging for money pitch every time we do a show, and I'm going to do the quick version. I also have some news. So there is 2 ways to support the show here financially, and we could really use your support. The first way is to donate on Patreon. It's just $1, and we give sort of a backstage pass. This month's benefits included sort of an audio file announcement of this incredible computer that I'm working on, and also some information about AltOS. And I do a daily, I do a monthly journal just about the show, what's going on backstage, what I'm working on, and the Patreon people get to hear all of that. If anybody has any suggestions for other gifts that I could give the Patreon people to entice them to give me their monthly $1, I'm all ears. The other way to support me is there is a PayPal donation button on the channel. Just go to the About section, and there is a way for you to donate a one-time donation by PayPal. And we don't have Super Chat donations here, so we're using that, and I call it the not-so Super Chat donations. I'm still trying to figure out a way to get somebody's message up on the screen. But if you donate it, this is very important. Please make sure that you add a note, add a comment, and put your name that you use in the live chat, because a lot of these PayPal donations are giving me people's real names. I don't want to call out your real name. I will call out your name in the chat if you include it in the note. And you can write whatever you like, and I will read it on our show here. Hopefully soon we'll have a way to rapidly display these comments from the PayPal donations up on the screen very big. I do want to thank immensely. We had also, again, I'm still trying to find this person. On July 28th, somebody donated $5 to me. And they gave me, it's like their real name in the PayPal. So if you donated $5, please let me know that was you, and then give me your live chat user ID, and I will thank you very much. So this unknown person, actually, I've thanked them 3 or 4 times. Thank you very much, but you should be recognized for your kind donation. Let me know who did that on July 28th. Now, there was another $5 donation from Brandon Young. This is a different donation. So it was not Brandon Young, but thank Brandon Young very much. And we have had donations from Reem C this month and from BG's as well. They all have my sincere thanks and my attitude of gratitude for them helping us to grow the show. Now, let's see. Okay, so that's how you can give me a few bucks to keep the show running. Now, there's good news this month. First of all, we've gotten this multi-camera setup working, which is great. It's a little better than one camera. The other thing is that as of today, we have upgraded the microphone, and I think it is sounding much, much better. And again, both the extra webcams to do the multi-camera setup and the new microphone was supplied generously by the Patreon people and by the people donating the PayPal donations. So every bit of money that we get really goes back into the show for improvements we'd like to make. We're reaching a point where there's not much left to do. There's always improvements to be made, but I just want to thank you guys, every single one of you who are donating on Patreon. You have my sincere gratitude, because I would not have been able to get this show up and running and all of this stuff working without your help and kind assistance. It is appreciated immensely. Okay, let's go back to the live chat. Catholicism is bad sometimes, but not all bad people. Some beautiful folk. Happy enough to give you $1 a month, Stephen. Excellent channel. Let me know. Yeah, Kali, I don't know if you're already a Patreon supporter, but if not, you just go to patreon.com/Stephen Cambion, or you can, somebody can put the Patreon, if somebody can put the Patreon address in the live chat, I would appreciate it. Hold on one second, friends. It's appropriate that we're talking about demons because it's hot as hell in here. And again, we're struggling with this air conditioner issue. There's really nothing I can do except suffer through it for the next, 2 or 3 weeks probably. But it is what it is. Just little hurdles in the way, really. Yeah, and here's the live call-in line. If anybody would like to call into the show, we have a sort of ramshackle system, but people should be able to hear you if you call in and we want to discuss this, this story or any other story we've discussed previously, or you want to tell your own story about your supernatural experiences. Okay, let's see. What's the difference between possession and otherworldly spirits doing a walk-in? I don't believe in Satan, but do you believe spiritual beings we don't understand could walk in, enter into our dimension? William Pixley, anything is possible. I really don't know. I've heard a lot of talk about other dimensional beings. Jason Quick talks about other dimensional beings, which may be demons or may be something else entirely. We just don't know. It's a great, great mystery. And thanks to Out of Mind here. Here is the Patreon, Kali Armstrong. It's right in the live chat there. If you can click on it and add your $1 of support. We don't have tiers with my Patreon. Everybody just gets everything for the $1, but it's $1 minimum. You can give me $10 a month. You could give me $10,000 a month if you really like the show. That would be great, right? But I appreciate every single person giving $1 or more. It's really left up to you. But the minimum buy-in to get the benefits is $1. There was 2 posts last month to Patreon. One was this announcement of this computer. And by the way, if you guys will indulge me, I cannot believe that this is actually real. It's out of my imagination and it's in the real world. And what an amazing thing that is, that it's out of my imagination and it is in the real world. This computer project that I've been trying to, I got this idea as a child, and it involved a computer with a lot of co-processors to take the main load off of the main CPU. The general law that, or belief that computers double in power every year is reaching its end. In other words, the gravy train is almost over. It's not going to be able to continue. We're not going to be able to continue to make processors twice as fast every year. That is ending. So the only route forward is massive co-processors. So, friends, I've been developing this idea for some time. I'm going to take a little victory lap, right, and celebrate that. The progress that I've made towards that dream to build this crazy, I don't want to call it a new kind of a computer, but it's an innovative thing. And I'm very proud of the progress made so far. I just started really getting serious about working on this thing again. It's been an off again, on again passion for some time, but here we are, friends. Let me see. This is my company, Spectral International's first prototype. Now, we've got the form down, and it is interesting. It is an all-in-one wedge-shaped design. The keyboard is attached to the case. Everything is all in one box, which may be familiar to some people who grew up with computers like that. The other thing of note is that right under the main keyboard, there is a keyboard garage for a secondary keyboard and mouse combo, which is wireless, that sort of slides underneath this. And what can I say, folks? I guess I could read the announcement. Spectral International's first computer prototype, codenamed The One. Here's a first look at the first prototype, The One. This is a proof of concept machine. We are still developing some custom parts and internal components. Still, I am beyond pleased at how it came out so far. So there's a world premiere, the first look of my company's computer prototype, The One. And that is just a code name. It's not going to be the retail name of the product, but it is what it is, friends. I'm just happy that this thing is out of my imagination and it's into the real world. Lots more work to be done to make all the internal components work the way that they should, but I'm confident that we're going to be able to do that. And what an amazing thing that is. So the Patreon people got a backstage look into that computer that I've been pounding away on. It's sort of a mini lecture about how this computer works and why it's so much more advanced and better than your average Windows or Mac PC. And, we'll see where the road takes me on that. But I'm just pleased that it's not going to be just a dream anymore. It's manifested right into reality through hard work and determination. Okay, so back to the live chat, friends. Okay, let's see. Okay. Bunya says, when I was studying theology, I stayed away from those people. Pastoral care was stronger than exorcism. Yeah, I've heard similar things from people that are religious scholars that, an exorcism is kind of like surgery when you're terminal. The better thing to do would be to have a spiritual practice and have a good pastor to guide you away from that sort of dark energy so that it doesn't infect your life, maybe, right? Okay, friends, I'm not sure what else is going on in the live chat. I haven't had one terrorize me or anything. Ooh, I guess you're talking about demons. That sounds scary. I was looking up a link for you, finally found it. Oh, here we go. Feeling good, Dr. David E. Burns, empathy, does it really make a difference? An effective way to help someone who's having schizophrenic visions. That may be a better idea than an exorcism, right? So any comments or questions for me, please put them in all caps. It's a podcast for professionals and people just wanting evidence-based self-help. I found it for post-traumatic stress disorder. David D. Burns also has a very helpful TED Talk. I will check that out, Philip Blair. That's good to know. Kel Truth is here. She says hi. Hi, Kel Truth. Fashionably late again. Fashionably late to the party again, Kel Truth. But I'm so happy that you are here. I'm going to try not to melt in here as we're talking about demons and exorcisms, and I'm in a room that's hotter than hell. Seems appropriate, right? Hey, and Dan Hogan is here. He says, Stephen Howe. How what, Dan Hogan? I'm not sure what you're referring to. I'm going to take a moment, friends, just to check on the Twitch stream, make sure that's actually going. For those that don't know, we began streaming our show on Twitch recently, and that's www.twitch.tv/Truthseekers show. If somebody could put that in the live chat, that would be very helpful. If you're not already, please follow us on Twitch now. And I'm checking that, and it looks like we are up and running there. We're definitely up and running on Facebook, and now I'm checking, we're definitely up and running on YouTube, and now I'm going to check Facebook as well. Looked like it was earlier. I always like to check, though, to make sure something's not wrong, you know. Guess I have trust issues. Yes, we are up. We are up and running live on Facebook Live, and with quite a few more viewers than recently. Welcome to Facebook Live viewers. If you like, you can comment on the video, and I will get your comment. And if you have a question or comment, put it up on the screen, and we'll all share in your question. Because these different chat rooms don't intercommunicate, but if I grab the comment or question, we will see. We will all see it. Okay, let's see. How long do you think it will be until you have a computer that you can sell retail? Dan Hogan, this is all uncharted territory for me. Here's what I'm going to say. I think that for the next 6 months, we're going to have really killer technology demonstrator. It's generally called in the computer industry. It's a proof of concept prototype, which you could show to investors, to, potential distributors, potential business partners that will help you manufacture or distribute it. That's what my focus is going to be on, is just get these prototypes ready so that, the other stuff will work itself out. But I would like it to be distributed. Actually, on this computer, I see it going one of two ways. Either it's going to be a very niche kind of a computer that only nerds and really, really dedicated computer fans are going to know about or buy, right? So it'll be a very small market. Or we're going to figure out how to really mass manufacture and produce this thing, and it's going to be everywhere. I'd like it to be in places like Walmart or Best Buy, right alongside an iMac or Windows PC that people could buy. But that is quite a lofty ambition, and there's many steps to making that happen. Is it possible? I believe it is. Is it probable? I'm not sure. I'm not a great business person. I'm a great creative thinker. And when it comes to the business side of things, I may bring in help to make some of that stuff happen. Philip Blair, thank you so much. I definitely suffer from PTSD. I'm 30, so it happened only half my life ago, but it affects everything I do. Never sought help. I don't want to be on pills. KB, it's probably better that you've suffered through and not been on pills, because that a lot of psychotherapy drugs, they just mask the problem, right? They mask the symptoms, but you're just self-medicating and you don't get to the root of the problem. My opinion, I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but I'm generally against any of those kind of drugs, antidepressants, or, except in extreme cases where it's obvious you need that. But I think we live in an over-prescribed society for sure. Depressed, just take a pill, you'll be fine. I think you got to attack the root cause of your depression. That's just my opinion. Pills may not help most people, but I guess it will make people able to function until they get more help. Philip Blair, you're welcome. I hope it helps. KBA University study gave people Dr. David D. Burns' book, Feeling Good, instead of pills like Prozac. People who read the book had more improvements than those on the pills. Philip Blair, I need this Feeling Good book in my life. I love stuff like that. And if it helps you feel good, that's my kind of book. UFO Gandalf is here. Shout out to UFO Gandalf. UFO Gandalf says, alien DNA is very expensive. Oh, let's see here. This is a great comment. Carl Gustav Jung was a brilliant Christian psychologist and never dabbled in exorcism. He was all CBT. Closest he got to demons was exploring archetypes. Yeah, I think that a lot of psychologists sort of have at least an interest in exorcism and how, because they're so interested in how the mind works, right? I think those two, if you're really interested in human psychology then something like demons and demon possession would certainly be of interest. And certainly, I've seen examples of some psychiatrists and psychologists who have studied demon possession and exorcism to try to understand, is it really supernatural? Is this a condition of the human mind? There's a lot of mysteries to unpack with this stuff. Genocide, not sure what this is about, but I can get a gift card, Dex. I know a guy in Denver and make a great Christmas gift. Oh, KB says, buying it now, Philip. Thank you. Yeah, I hope you get some help. I hope you find it helpful. Let me know if that's helpful to your situation. I'd be very interested in hearing it. And this is a very good statement from Dobromir Rainov. And I'm guessing you're Russian, Dobromir. Wait, am I saying that right? Dobromir. Am I saying that right, Dobromir? I want to be sure that I say it right. Dobromir. Yes, Christian doctrine considered epilepsy as possession by evil spirits, and patients were treated with exorcism. That was true for some time, but it's no longer true. Now they obviously they accept medical professionals' opinion that somebody's got epilepsy rather than a demon wrong with them. Yes, CGY did not waste time on demon folklore. I'm sure that I did. Mario he Cambion, if you could possess one person, who would it be, and why is it C.W. Channer? That's an interesting question. I don't think he'd be high on my list of people to possess. I'm not sure who I would possess if I could. I think I would like to definitely live a day in the life of Elon Musk, though. That would really be somebody that I guess if I could spend a day in his life, just living his life for one day through possessing him, I'd sign up for that. Oh, let's see. William Pixley, I'm trying to give you some cash, but Patreon is being a biatch. Did the $1 a month and then tried to make a lump donation, but can't see where to do it. William Pixley, the better thing to do if you want to make a lump donation, and we love lump donations, Pix, so you're our best friend, is to go to the main channel. Can somebody put the PayPal donate button in the live chat for William Pixley? PayPal donate button. You don't get donuts. It's a donation. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can't get it. I'm going to copy the PayPal donate button. If you have a PayPal account, that's probably the best way to make a one-time donation. Let me get you that. Okay. Copy link. Here we go, Pix. I'm putting the PayPal donate. I'm not sure about why is that not working? I got a link that's like 8 pages long. I got to click on the link first. 1 second here. We're trying to get your money, Pix. So yeah, I'll figure this out. 1 second. I'm going to turn the Twitch off. All right, here we go. Now I think I got it. I hope so. Because we would sure like your donation. Pick says if he can't get donuts, he's out. Okay, Out of Mind just beat me to it, but both Out of Mind Picks and myself have copied the PayPal donate button. You just click on that and it'll allow you to donate a lump sum. And we like big lump sums, right? Like, buy a new house lump sums, buy a new car lump sums. That's the kind of miracle I'm looking for, Picks. But we will take any amount. Yes, we will take any amount. Okay, I think, all right, somebody on August 1st. Okay, let me look at this. Somebody just donated $5. So let's take a look at that. Okay, Jonaside, thank you immensely. Thank you kindly for your kind and generous $5 donation. Again, Jonaside did it right. When you make a donation, it's going to give me your real name, and I don't want your real name, and probably you don't want me telling people your real name. So add the note like Jonaside did, and Jonaside wrote, Jonaside, look, it's easy to donate. Even I can do it. Great channel. Thank you immensely, Jonaside. Your kindness and support is incredibly, incredibly appreciated. And there, William Picks, you too can donate. Just follow the PayPal donate button. And Jonaside is the first person to donate today on August 1st with a kind donation of $5. Okay, let's see. Jeanette Krasenko, I want to donate, but no PayPal. Yeah, I think that you can get a PayPal gift card at Walmart. I know somebody that gets PayPal gift cards and then uses those to donate to people's channel. I don't know. I don't know how that works, really. William Pixley, bursting my bubble, saying, don't get your hopes up. Can I get, like, I don't know. If I can't get a new house or a new car out of you, you know, we'll have to negotiate then. Is Bob the exorcist from the Church of the Subgenius? Yeah, that guy is Bob Larson is a trip. He is really a trip. Nice, John. And Kelly says, if we are talking about seeing demons or spirits, and if those people are truly gifted or crazy, my son at age 6 revealed to me that he could see all of it, and not for a second do I think he's crazy. This is a real thing. Yeah, I definitely agree with you that demons are a real thing. Do I understand their nature, what they truly are? No, it's a mystery. Demons are a mystery. And, you know, maybe sometimes I think that we lowly naked apes, you know, I mean, all we are is glorified monkeys. I don't think that we've developed enough intellectual capacity to understand the nature of reality enough to understand what demons truly are. But, you know, I'd like to understand them better. Jonaside says, you're welcome. It's private plane money. Man, a $5 airplane, I'm not sure that I would feel good. But, you know, maybe we'll throw in Pix's generous donation, and that will allow us to have an airplane that won't kill me. Private plane, that would be nice. But really, in the middle of this COVID stuff, like, what are you going to do? Okay. And Pix, I see your generous donation. And listen, friends, I'm sorry that I don't have the graphic thing worked out. I promise the next show, I'm going to do a graphic and thank everybody that donated so far with their donation amount and a big thank you. And also, yeah, and this is a $10 generous donation donated by William Pixley, who did not include a note, but luckily I'm getting his name is Pixley. So thank you kindly for your generous $10 donation. You know, I'm not even sure what we're going to be doing with some of the money, but I would like to mention that I think it's $20 more a month to upgrade to the pro version of the software now. And now they just got 1080p working. So it used to be, even if you have 1080p cameras, and I do, you're only getting 720p. And that is because the software StreamYard is a cloud-based service, and I guess it's too much bandwidth. Everybody's making 2-hour shows, so they cut it to 720. They've just increased it to 1080p. And boy, I think the show would look great in 1080p. I've got good 1080p cameras, but we have to upgrade the software. We may be doing that next month. The other great news is that if I do upgrade the software, we can add 5 more destinations. So we've already got YouTube, we've got Facebook Live, and now Twitch. We could start adding things, you know, BitChute, Periscope, Vimeo. I don't even know where else we could spread the show, but I think that's where we're going to be going from here, because equipment and gear wise, we now have basically everything that we need to run the show. But your couple of dollars does help everybody, because there's always something. Like, I need a microphone adapter, I need a webcam stand, and it's like all these $20 parts, they add up. So I use the PayPal and the Patreon money for that, and I am really, really appreciative of that. Oh, Kel Truth, talking about his son. He's now almost 10 and stopped about 6 months ago. He started blocking it out, but was doing amazing and tripping things for us for several years. Yeah, friends, that is very trippy. Carol Utley chimes in and says the demons are interdimensional. Oh, Philip Blair finding another great resource. You unzip your body and they slide right in. Hoodoo possession and gender performance. Oh, you know what, Philip Blair? I forgot all about voodoo. In voodoo, the witch doctors will welcome a demon, a spirit, a god. It's really, I believe it's their voodoo gods will possess the witch doctor. They work themselves up into a frenzy. They become possessed. They are welcoming the spirit. This is another. Voodoo is filled with tales of possession. The practitioners welcome, though, in their case, the possession. They believe that it's a god that is possessing them. Okay. Well, friends, I'm not quite sure where to go from here. We're reaching the hour and 15-minute mark, and we may call this one a short one. I've got a few more things to try to get accomplished today before bedding down after a long day. Ooh, Bunya. I saw a demon in the mirror whilst tripping. It was cold and had a cruel smile, and that was long ago. And I don't think it was really a demon. No, it might have been the acid you were on. Yeah, I've never seen demons or devils while I was tripping on anything, thankfully, because that's kind of a dark place that I'd rather not go while I'm, on mind-altering substances. Yeah, and I guess I'm still itching a little bit here from all this terrible sunburn, but my wife kindly found me some kind of weird lotion, and it's a little better. Okay, let's see. Stephen, you should have Sam Shadow on. He knows a lot about this stuff. Yeah, get me in touch with him. I would be happy to talk to that person. Absolutely happy to talk to that person. Yeah, and again, I'm still looking for the July 28th $5 donator. And you know what? I'm going to say it. Their first name is Ryan. So, Ryan, thank you kindly for your $5 donation. If you let me know what your live chat ID is, we will thank you in that way as well. But I just want to acknowledge you. I keep on trying to find out who you were because I kind of missed that one. I'm going to have to watch it much more closely. Okay, I've seen a few things on some mushy myself in my younger years. Yeah. Bunya says an art type. Perhaps. Yeah, it could be. You never know what these things are. You just never know. Okay. Lee Veltman, I know a little about new religious movements and cults myself, besides knowing way too much about the QAnon LARP. I can't believe you're still following that, Lee Veltman. I don't think that when you're on your deathbed, you're going to be thinking, I wish I had spent more time reading about Q stuff. But I guess we're all guilty. We all have our guilty pleasures, and I feel like that's your guilty pleasure, right? Like you follow it because it's so unbelievable that these stupid idiots believe this shit. That's kind of how I feel about Q stuff. Once in a while, I'll read about some of that just to see, like, really, these people believe this? How fucking stupid are these people? So yeah, friends, I'm not a Q fan. And Phil Blair again talking about voodoo. The frenzied dancing must require a lot of heavy breath work. Truthseekers Dr. Stanislav Grof developed a breathwork technique to induce a psychedelic state to help his patients after LSD was outlawed. Wow, you can get into a psychedelic state just by breathing? I could have saved so much money on acid and mushrooms when I was growing up if I had known that. Out of mind. It's fun to poke sticks at the Q-tards, to be honest. Yes, it is. LSD is back in the doctor's office once again. It was a long hiatus. I'm not so sure about LSD and its medical worth, or, I'm sure some people, I've heard that LSD is used in terminal patients and it helps them immensely get over the depression about dying and just accept it. That's an interesting medical use for LSD. But more than LSD, I've heard of the medical benefits of ayahuasca. I know somebody personally who's been through like 3 or 4 rehabs. This guy just wrecked his life for like 30 years. He was a heroin addict, could never stop. He would go to, rehab. He would be fine for a few months, and then he would be right back, shooting up heroin and just destroying his life, destroyed his family. He went down to South America and did that ayahuasca with a shaman, and he never touched drugs again. There's something about ayahuasca that makes you realize how much you're hurting everyone else, and it increases your empathy towards people. These things have benefits, right? Definitely have benefits. William Pixley says, Kel Truth, stay away from the whipped cream whippets. Out of Mind just mentions Austin is Q, and we see them lose it. Yeah. I followed Q at first, but nothing happened, and nothing happened, and more. See where I'm going? Yeah, as soon as the first prediction, which was like Hillary Clinton's getting arrested this week, didn't pan out, I just stopped listening. Like, this is bullshit. This is just somebody making shit up. It doesn't have any value, Jeanette Krasenko, my neighbor saw death at the door. He literally was on his deathbed, made his wife cover the windows with paper. Wow. Is that so his soul wouldn't escape? Or I don't know. That's weird. I've heard similar stuff about that when it comes to mirrors. Why? Those are my favorite. Yeah, whippets. Gotta love whippets. My kids love that whipped cream. So, when the can is done, you don't want to waste it. You don't want to waste it. Circata 3301 is where you're supposed to start. Yeah, I don't know about that, Lee Beltman. I do not know. So, friends, if you have questions or comments, or you would like to call in, the call-in line is still open. We may retire that. Seems like, actually, yesterday I didn't have the ringer on. So we did get a few calls, and I didn't have the ringer on because I'm stupid. And, there's too many balls to juggle here, friends. I'm going to work lights, work the computer. I need a producer, right? To just do everything for me so I could just sit here and do the show. But it is what it is. Phil Blair says, yep, people who've recovered from cancer but can't get on with their life because all they think about is the cancer coming back. Psychedelics help them too. Yeah, I guess it just helps you open your mind and realize, this too shall pass. I don't know. Great for post-traumatic stress disorder. I have heard that. Knowing about Liz Krelkin in The Matrix, Shady Grove, and now Out of the Shadows is interesting to know about. KB, well, you have a wife, don't you? Yeah, but KB, she takes care of the children while I do this, and that's her way of contributing. I couldn't have her here pushing buttons. Those kids would destroy our house. They really would. I have a 4 and an 8-year-old, but the 8-year-old is autistic, and he's just like a 2-year-old toddler. Like, we have everything locked down, the cabinets, he gets into everything. You leave him alone for 5 minutes, and you're cleaning a 5-pound bag of flour off of the floor, He's got to be watched. I saw Isaiah Priest with Phoenix Enigma talking to Cappy's parents about the latest LARP. Yeah, I'm not keeping up with that stuff. KB says, I know, I was messing. Oops, sorry. I know, I was messing. Yeah. Kel Truth, I got some edibles for the first time recently, and those seem to be really helping with my pain as well as the assholes and crazies in the world. I walk right by them and I'm good. Keltruth, are you eating indica edibles though, or sativa edibles? I'm curious, because yeah, I kind of think like dealing with the assholes of the world. If you ate a few edibles, you'd be kind of calm and relaxed, right? But I think you know, the indica is what you want if you just want to be calm and relaxed. The sativa, sort of uppity, and I'm not quite sure that would be helpful, because you'd be like kind of speeding some of those. Some of the sativa really kind of speeds you up, and I don't think that would be helpful if you're trying to relax and avoid assholes. Jeanette Krasenko, I like the call-in feature. Yeah, I thought it was a good idea. It's hit or miss, though. Sometimes people want to call in and sometimes people don't. I'm good with both. We can just dedicate our attention to the live chat. Phil Blair, who knew after all these years, JFK Jr. is back and he's a complete nutbird? Yeah, I've heard that story too. Going to suggest CBD oil. Yeah, sativa makes some people more paranoid too. Yeah, definitely could. Oh, and I did want to mention that somebody sent me a really nasty email about smoking, and what I know it's a terrible habit. It's terrible. And for years, I quit smoking and just vaped. And I don't know what happened, but I went back to tobacco because I'm dumb. And today, I gathered up all of this old. I had a huge collection of vapes, vape pens, vape batteries, vape cartridges, all that stuff. And I'm going to be giving a serious try at trying to switch back to vapes, because at least that's a little healthier, right? Baby steps. I was told it was a blend. I don't know much about edibles because I'm old school. Yeah, I mean, when I was growing up, we didn't have edibles. I think, though, I did go to a party when I was in one of my rock bands. I'm sure I did, where there was brownies that somebody made with pot butter, and they were delicious. And it was quite a good time. I think I ate like 3 or 4 of these brownies and then drank on top of it. So yeah. Interestingly, I don't think that they have edibles at the dispensaries where I live in Pennsylvania. At least I haven't seen edibles, I've seen online like people going into the dispensaries and they get like edible gummy bears and stuff. I've never seen that at the dispensaries. It's just vapes and flour. Out of mind, I have a great way to quit. I will send it to you on Facebook. I have been tobacco free since last October and was a lifetime smoker. Out of mind, I would love to see that. I would love any help that you could give me, because that's one thing I got to get off my bad habit list, especially with this respiratory illness. When this COVID thing started in March, I said, that's it, I'm quitting smoking. And here we are in August, and I still haven't done it yet. For my health, and especially in the middle of this COVID thing, it's a respiratory illness killing people after all. And smokers are having a hard time with it. So it's really a good time to try that. Thanks for the edible advice, everyone. Mine are gummy bears. I get them delivered. Oh my God, that's awesome. I eat an edible before playing in my punk rock days. I stopped mid-song to watch plane fly by. I did something like that, Jonaside, but it was on these LSD tabs. People remember when he would get that little, it was like a quarter of a stamp, and I guess they would put a drop of LSD on it and you would put it under your tongue. I did a show once. It did not go well. I did a show tripping balls and I couldn't remember the words, and I was like looking around in this huge audience. Well, it wasn't really huge. It was like maybe 100 people, but still 100 people when you're tripping face and it's dark and there's a band playing behind you. It was not a good time. And I never did that again, ever. Never during a show, ever. Yeah, do they still have those places where you can go and have to buy alcohol? Yes, we have a state store system. You can't buy alcohol anywhere else. Oh, and we have the guy, let me see. The guy I'm knows Shut It Down 64. thank you for being in our Twitch live chat. What are your thoughts on the current communist takeover of the West, the rise of JIDF paid shills on Twitch, and the rise of neo-Marxist Jewish supremacists and Angloism? I don't know what to tell you about any of that. My thoughts on the current communist takeover of the West. I don't really think that the communists are taking over the West. I think that socialism, a lot of people want socialism. And I think that's a reaction to the current corrupt system where the rich get richer and the poor keep getting poorer. What do you think is going to happen? Let me see. The rise of JIDF paid shills on Twitch. I just joined Twitch. Don't know anything about paid shills on Twitch, so I'm not going to comment on that. Let me see. The rise of neo-Marxist Jewish supremacists and anti-Angloism. I don't know if you mean like anti-white sentiment. I mean, yeah, we're seeing that a little bit. I don't really pay attention to those things. I'm sorry I can't be more help, but thank you for being in our live chat, courtesy of our new Twitch stream. Please do follow us on Twitch and come over to the YouTube channel and follow us. Subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. We're trying to grow our subscriber base on YouTube. I would appreciate your help. If you like this kind of talk and content, you would probably like our show. So welcome, new user. I am also a truth seeker. Good to know. That's what we all are here. We're all here looking for the truth behind some of these stories. In 1968, RFK on national television pointed out that cannabis was relatively harmless, especially compared to substances like tobacco, cigarettes. He was killed, and Nixon went to the war on drugs. Crazy. Yeah, I believe that. CPT. Oh, Paranormal Jiggy. Is that colored people time? Colored people time. I love that concept, man. We should do like a comedy sketch about colored people time. Like, you can't make jokes about race though anymore, Jiggy, because you'll get in trouble. But it would be fun. Out of mind. I do smoke still, Jeanette, just not tobacco. Yeah, good to know. Yeah, I used to have a friend, and he used to bug me every time I smoked tobacco. He'd be like, "Why are you smoking that? It doesn't do anything for you." And he'd be smoking this huge blunt or joint, Washington State was like that, state stores, but now grocery stores sell liquor so much easier. I don't drink much anymore. Yeah, I think they should open it up. And here, my friends, is the Twitch. Out of Mind was kind enough to copy the Twitch address for the Twitch channel. It's www.twitch.tv/Truthseekers show. Please follow us over there if you're a member of Twitch. That would be excellent. Lee Veltman, that was more dragging than trolling. Twitchers are an interesting group. Yeah, I don't know that was pretty deep. First question, that was probably this first question from the Twitch chat tonight. And I'm not really monitoring the Twitch chat. I probably should. To see what's going on over there. But I do get all the comments in the Twitch stream, in the Twitch chat come to me as well. It's just they're not shared. Philip, don't smoke clover, man. Yeah. I was in a lot of rock bands and goth bands and industrial sort of bands. And boy, there were so many girls that smoked those clove cigarettes. And I never bought a pack of those, but I would borrow one once in a while. I miss that. Yeah. Kel Truth, we got a package the other day, and it turns out that my mom accidentally ordered Tommy Chong CBD oil, and she was like, oops. So how do we use it? Advice. Any advice? I'm not very familiar with CBD oil, though I will say that my autistic child has begun taking CBD oil. We're not sure how effective it is yet. We're still trying to evaluate that. But I believe that it has a calming effect if taken in the right dosages. It will alleviate your slight muscle aches and pain. It'll take away some of the tension in your muscles. There's a lot of great benefits to CBD oil. That's one of the things that I might want to sell on my show. We'll see. We'll see where that goes. Dan Hogan, did you have a chance to dig more into those EVPs I sent you? I'm really looking forward to hearing them with the isolated audio. Yes, I'll get with you offline. I'm ready to do the show with you. So you got to pick a day. How about you pick a day next week, right? Monday through Thursday, and let me know. And then I'll bring you on the show. You got to have a webcam and a mic, or if you just even have a microphone or just your phone even, you could come and be a guest on the show, and we'll listen to them together. We'll do sort of a world premiere of your EVPs, which I think you're going to be surprised. I was at the content once it's isolated and really worked on. And I've done most of the work. We just got to get a date and time for us to do the show. So you let me know. Never heard of a clove cigarette. Yeah, it's like spicy, Philip Blair. It tastes like Christmas, sort of. It's weird. Cloves are weird. Clove cigarettes are very popular in Indonesia. I did not know that. Jonaside says, do a dropper under the tongue. I do one in the morning, every morning. Jonaside, what do you think that does for you, doing that shot of CBD oil every morning? Why do you do that every day? And what kind of effects are you getting from it? I'm curious. Cool. Okay. William Pixley mentions the kind that keeps the active cannabinoids. Yes, some CBD oil does have active cannabinoids, I believe, but most of it is simply CBD. Cloves will aggravate high blood pressure, but will get you rushed. Yeah, I'm sure they're not good for you. They're no better for you than tobacco cigarettes. And I think there's some tobacco in clove cigarettes. I know, because one of the times I try to quit smoking, I try to smoke clove cigarettes because I thought, well, it's not a cigarette. Yeah, it is. It's still, most of them still have tobacco in them. Jonaside says the CBD oil he takes every morning helps with everyday pain and my mental attitude a lot. Well, I need all the brain power I can get for working on this computer, so I may try the CBD oil myself. Yes, what does that do for you? Does it just relax you? We have 2 bottles. Yes, it relaxes you. It helps, according to Jonaside, helps with everyday pain and his mental attitude. Yes, Lee Veltman mentioned Charlotte's Web. That's where we got our CBD oil for my son. I haven't tried it yet myself, but maybe I'll do that and report back on the effects. Huh. Clove cigarettes are tobacco soaked in a clove mixture. I did not know that, see? Well, I was sure there was tobacco in them, though. Bunya says CBD oil made me a bit jumpy. I only tried it twice. Yeah, I have not tried CBD oil yet. So, friends, Keltruth says, great, thanks for all the advice tonight, everyone. Yeah, it's good to have people that have an experience with what you're working on to see, you know, how is it that they're going to, how is it, you know, that you can proceed with trying that stuff and what benefits do other people. It's just good to share, right? It's definitely good to share. So you get to see other people's experience with the same kind of thing. There we go. Yeah, so I guess we tried some new stuff with the lighting tonight. This laser thing needs to be a little clearer and better able to be seen. So I'm going to work on that. But we have our new microphone, which I want to thank everybody on the Patreon and everybody giving these donations. We got quite a great condenser microphone, and it came with a stand and everything, which is great. It's right, well, I can't really show it. It's right on the side here. I don't want to pull it over even, but yeah. I'm afraid things will get screwed up if I try to do that. I'll show a picture or something tomorrow. So tomorrow night, I'd like to do just open lines and ask me anything, I think, because I've got some other shows with definite subject matter and, a subject, but I'm a little behind in I tend to like go, okay, I've researched this topic. This show's ready to go. And then I put the notes away and then I think of other things. And then I know I got to go look into this and this and this before I'll call that one ready. So, yeah, we have a bunch of shows that I guess are ready, but I'd like a little more time to research some more stuff about each topic. Let me see. I also gave my 13-year-old dog CBD. Lifesaver for him. Shepherd mix, hips giving him trouble. Yeah, I had a Malamute Husky that had that happen to him, and it's heartbreaking when a dog loses its legs like that. Popular in Australia. Let me see. Duvet syndrome is you want a mixture of cannabinoids, depending on your specific disorder. Phil Blair says, lasers make me think of Bob Lazar, or as I call him, Laser Bob. Pew, pew. Yeah, this one's cool. This is I learned to make these. Let me see if we can get it. There we go. That's better. I learned to make these some time ago. And it's basically like a piece of decorative glass. Let me lower this. Let me lower the light levels so you can definitely see it. Yeah, that's creepy. So this is like, some decorative glass and a laser diode, and it makes really amazing, interesting patterns. I think we could definitely get away with like a very, a more powerful one, or we need, 5 of these. But I used to make weird laser displays and stuff, and I was kind of going through my garage going, I know I got one of these weird laser lights, right? And, I think it's cool. It adds a nice ambiance. Okay. KB, do the next Sarah R. Adams show. I have to email her and schedule the interview, and then we'll just be waiting on her. I haven't been in touch with them, and so I don't really know what's going on with getting that final interview. But we'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure that she's still going to do the interview, but I have to touch base with her. Okay, I'm going to put this thing back down. Less exciting. Try not to blow anything up here. We have this real ramshackle system. I don't know if maybe putting this off would help. Yeah, that helps a little bit, I guess. Oh, there we go. And now we're pretty low lit. But it makes sense for the creepy topic that we've had tonight, really, right? Yeah, we're going to put that up a little bit. So, yeah, we've got a lot of new stuff coming up. I'd like to get into a lot of different topics. There's so much out there to explore, and we're just getting started here, friends. KB, she won't reply back. You've already pissed her off. No, I didn't send a message yet, actually. So we're going to give her an opportunity. I will be busy tomorrow. Hope I can catch part of the show. Yeah. Carrie So Very. I love this topic. I'm back at the beginning watching it 2 times. I believe demons are the souls of the Nephilim. I don't believe that humans get stuck here. If there's an entity, it's demonic. You may be right, Carrie So Very, and welcome to Truthseekers. I don't believe that we have seen you here before. If you like content like this about subjects, strange, mysterious subjects, please do subscribe to our channel. We're really trying to grow the channel, and your subscription could really help us to spread the word about our show. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and welcome Carrie So Very to Truthseekers. Welcome, fellow Truthseeker. We are glad you found us. Please do subscribe. And as far as your comment, I am a big fan and grew up Catholic of, all those stories in the Bible of the giants and the Nephilim. And, it's just fascinating that maybe demons or fallen angels interbred with humans and created a race of superhumans, right? Of giants, basically, of half God, half human, or somewhere in between. The giants of the Bible and the Nephilim are just amazing and interesting to me, and probably always will be. So thanks for finding us, Carrie So Very. And I guess you know Lee Veltman, so you are in good company. Probably other people that you know may frequent the show. We'd like to see you here again. Thanks for finding us. 1 second, friends. I'm just going to attend to some business here. I want to make sure I'm checking the PayPal to make sure that we haven't gotten any additional donations. I don't see any. So tonight's donations were Jonaside with a kind $5 donation. Thank you very much. We appreciate your generosity and support of the show. And William Pixley with a kind donation of $10. Again, thank you, William Pixley. We appreciate your support of the show. You guys are helping to keep the lights on, to keep the show moving forward and expanding and growing. And, all of the equipment that I need is basically being provided by you guys. So I am so grateful to all of you who are donating. Thank you. So, friends, we're approaching an hour and 45 minutes, and I thought this was going to be a quick one. I appreciate everybody who joined us tonight. Tomorrow, there should be another show at 10 p.m. Of course, these things are always tentative because things happen. But I'm planning to do a show tomorrow at 10 p.m. as well. And that's going to be, unless I come up with, finish some work on some of the research that I have ahead of me, tomorrow's show is going to be a Ask Me Anything, open lines, open topic. And we can talk about whatever you guys in the live chat want to talk about. I like to do that once in a while so that things aren't always so structured and give an opportunity for this great interaction that we can all have in the live chat. It's a big party and we all get to take part in it, especially when we don't have a topic. So sort of the live chat guides that, where the show goes, and you never know. People can call in on the call-in line. People can ask questions in the live chat, or I'm sure it will be good. Jonas, I heard this crash over here. I bet that was a demon. No, that was my, this was my terrible attempt at a temporary webcam stand that fell over because it's like stuff piled on top of other stuff. You don't get to see what I see here, but it's a huge mess. The show looks good, right? The show definitely looks good, but boy, it's a big mess. It's a big mess, friends. It's just a big mess. Bunya says, when I used to talk with clients in pastoral care and the person was acting heavy, I would say the first line of serenity prayer to myself, and magically the mood would change to sanity every time. I like the sanity prayer. Yeah, because sometimes you really do. Sometimes you really do, Bunya, have to learn to accept the things you cannot change. And I, like many humans, fail miserably at that. Sometimes I don't like to admit when I don't have the power to change something. And the serenity prayer certainly touches on that. We all have to learn those things. KB, thank you once again for the advice at a point in my life where I need it. Good. I'm glad that you feel like that was helpful for you. Good show, Stephen. Thanks. Hope you all have a good night, day. Yeah, we're wrapping things up here, friends. It seems like we're going to go just a little bit longer. We don't want to go over 2 hours again. That's our new rule because of the terrible Facebook algorithm and what happens if you go over 2. If you go over 2, it gets crazy. So, yeah. Then we have Don Craze Phase, only being here a couple of months now and not hearing about it for tomorrow. I'm curious what this crowd thinks of the crop circle phenomenon. Yes, Don Craze Phase, I would like to have Barbara Lamb. She was a guest on my previous show, The Midnight Hour. I'd like to do a show on crop circles. I think it's pretty fascinating, especially the scientific evidence that comes out of the so-called genuine crop circles, magnetic anomalies and things like that. What are your thoughts on exorcism being open to lay people by the Vatican? Yeah, I mean, it usually is lay people that are getting exorcised, and then the Catholic Church will get a priest for those people to sort of help them with their demon problems, right? They have to be helped with their demon problems. So usually a priest is assigned to help them, I guess, get unpossessed. And it is open to any person in the Catholic faith. But again, the Catholics evaluate and sort of determine if it's a genuine case of possession or something else. And if it is a genuine case of possession, then they assign a priest. The local bishop has to sign off and give the priest, the exorcist, permission to perform the rite of exorcism on that individual. But it is open to, everyone in the Catholic faith that feels they're afflicted by demons can go to their priest and ask for help. Angela Y. Davis had a good take on the Serenity Prayer. I am no longer accepting the things I cannot change. Yeah, you never know, right? Whatever works for people. I believe in the Jeet Kune Do of spirituality, and that is take what works for you and leave behind the rest. If something works for you, it doesn't matter where it's from, do it. I did a final paper and presentation on crop circles in college in my astronomy class. I know about them and would be a great topic. Hey, Kel Truth, why don't you come and be a guest? And then we could do that. I would like that very much. Carrie Soverian, exorcism can be done by anyone. The Messiah gave us that power, but your faith in what you're doing decides if you're successful. Yeah, I've heard that any Christian can, just as Jesus gave the power of exorcism over through the Holy Spirit, the power of the Holy Spirit to his apostles, apparently any Christian has the power over these demons to exorcise them. But I have not explored that myself. There is some amazing video of crop circles being formed, orbs cruising around. I'm pretty sure that was proven to be fake, William Pixley, but it is a nice video. Yes, William Pixley, some of those designs are not made by two guys with rope and boards. That I definitely agree with, friends. Out of Mind says, I am changing the things I cannot accept. Good for you, Out of Mind. Okay, I'm more scared of priests than demons, just saying, because it's true. And nuns, too. Yeah, I was terrified of some of them growing up. You never know, right? Terrified of some of them. 1 second, friends. Just going to check that PayPal again, make sure we don't have anybody else to thank for a kind or generous donation. But okay, so we have thanked William Pixley for his kind $10 donation. We have thanked Jonaside for their kind $5 donation. We definitely appreciate it. You guys are awesome for doing that. 1 second. Just one more check. I'm just doing one last check into each of the streams to make sure that everything is working as it's supposed to be. Sometimes I get a little lost in the show and then I don't realize that one of the streams is down. And so I've been sort of reminding myself that I need to check into those things. Okay. So friends, tomorrow, like I said, we should have another show tomorrow night. I didn't get to go to the cabin this weekend because not only is the pool closed there, but now the state parks are all closing the lakes, which is terrible because that means it's really hot there and there's not much to do at the cabin other than walk around in the woods. So we're going to start hiking. That's our plan. Yeah. One second. So, friends, I think we're going to wrap things up here. I appreciate everybody for coming tonight. We want to make sure we stay under that 2-hour limit, and we're rapidly approaching it. So, friends, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us and welcome you to come back tomorrow night at 10 p.m. We'll be doing sort of either we'll get a topic together, depends on how my day goes, or we're going to be doing an open lines sort of, ending, really. Open lines sort of show where everybody can call in, everybody can, participate, and we'll have just an open discussion. I like those. I think you guys do too. So, friends, until next time, friends, my name's Stephen Cambion, reminding you that the truth doesn't cost anything, but a lie could cost you everything. Thanks, every one of us, every one of you guys for joining us. Have a good night. And now I'm signing off. Good night, friends.